This is Camp Patrick Henry, old Cold War Nike missile site, abandoned back in the 70s. Camp Patrick Henry was built back in the 40s as a staging area for troops leaving for the Atlantic Theater. This area here, after the war, the camp was deactivated, and about 925 acres were ceded to the Peninsula Airport Commission to build a regional airport on the site. Patrick Henry Field, which later became the Newport News Airport in 1949, the U.S. Army continued to operate a Nike missile site designated N85 on the complex until the late 70s, when this base was shut down permanently. As you can see over here, we have one of the Nike missile chutes, and unlike Pennsylvania where they're in the ground, here, now the water table is literally right where we're walking, so they're built above ground. These missiles back in the days of the Cold War would have been, if need be, would have been fired, shot over to possibly Russia or somewhere over in Eastern Europe. These things stand almost 45 feet high, and as we go forward here, you can look up the chute of one of them. As you'll be able to see in some of our still shots of some of the old fire hydrants and roads and streets, the old concrete roads are still in existence today. Still in fairly decent shape too. But this whole area here is a square grid of roads that used to house Camp Patrick Henry. There's still remnants. We have a couple of stills of the remnants of the what was left of the foundation of some of the buildings. This area here extends from Patrick Henry Airport out to the hospital, Denby and McManus Boulevards intersecting. All these trees and everything around here, it's amazing. This whole area has been forgotten. Right in the middle of a bustling downtown city. Camp Patrick Henry was actually in operation from December 1st of 1942 to January 31st of 1945. Camp Patrick Henry also served as a prisoner of war camp, housing over 5,000 German prisoners of war between 1944 and 1945. The prisoners were assigned to alleviate the critical shortage of manpower in the area within the limits of the Geneva Convention. The first German prisoners of war were permanently assigned to the port of Hampton Roads were members of the Africa Corps who had been captured in the early part of 1943 in North Africa. A prisoner of war canteen was established within the compound where the prisoners, within existing regulations, could make limited purchases. For more information on Camp Patrick Henry, you can check out Wikipedia, which has some more expanded news, information, coordinates, and some old interesting pictures of the old maps of Camp Patrick Henry and some photos that individuals have submitted.